Hello, so if you've just joined me, this is Royal Reviewer Live Chat. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for subscribing if you've already subscribed. I really do enjoy the likes that you leave and the comments. It really helps to make this feel like a community rather than just a sort of a Facebook page or a Twitter account that no one can really get behind. So I really would like to thank everybody for getting involved with the channel. As always, please leave questions in the chat box below. And of course, this is the first live video I've done for 2 weeks. The first week that I couldn't make it, I had a prior engagement that I had to go to. And last week something came up and I just literally wasn't able to make it. And I really did miss doing my live chats. So I'm back now, and I should be able to do it every single week in the future. If I'm not able to, I will always try and let you know on Facebook or Twitter, which is why it's important to subscribe or like my Twitter account or Facebook. So it's really easy that I can communicate with you when we're not on the live chats. Okay, so Linda, hi Linda, welcome to the chats. She says that she likes all my videos. Thank you, Linda. I'm really pleased that people do like them. It would be really bad for me if they didn't. So I really appreciate, as I said, all the likes and all the comments and all the feedback that I get from people who watch the videos. And of course I really do enjoy making them. So a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks since I was last able to do a live chat video. The principal thing that happened was the Royal Canadian Tour for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. I hope you all enjoyed my videos on that. I did try and do one a day as the tour went on. In the UK we were 8 hours behind, so I almost had to be a day behind before uploading the video because I had to wait for all the pictures to come in and all the information on what they were doing. So that's how I made those videos. It was almost a day behind, but I did try and keep on top of it, and of course it was a huge success. The fashion was absolutely amazing. The places they visited were really exceptional. The scenery was stunning. There were amazing pictures and images and live footage being back to us in the UK or all over the world. So it was a really good tour, and I'm really glad that I was able to cover it. And it's the first royal tour that I've actually covered since starting my YouTube channel. So I also learned a lot about how to do those types of videos. And one idea that I did have for the future, which I wanted to speak about, was doing 2 versions of the same video. So a lot of people like to just come in after a hard day's work and chill out in front of YouTube and look at picture slide videos. I'm talking about those sort of videos where it's just pictures set to music. They aren't really the sort of videos that I like to watch, but I understand that a lot of people do. And it's really nice when you want to relax and chill and just look at pictures and listen to some relaxing music. Other people, like me, like information and like the commentary aspect of the videos. So I'm still going to do my commentary videos, of course I am. But when there's occasions where there might be 60, 70 pictures, I am also going to do a version of just a slideshow, so that you've got 2 versions that you can look at. You can choose what mood you're in, and hopefully I'll accommodate everybody, so I can accommodate all your likes and tastes. So let me know what you think about that idea. Okay, Loretta says, good evening everyone, glad you're back. Hi Loretta, I'm also glad that I'm back. Linda says, I'm glad that I feel better. Yes, I do. Colds and illnesses of the winter do tend to linger on. I'm still probably a little bit nasally, but I feel a lot better. I'm not blocked up, and I've had a good relax and chill. So I'm feeling a lot better, thank you. Loretta says, did I bring my royal cookbook? Yes, I did. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but yes, I did bring it. So really good for remembering that I was going to talk about it. we're going back quite a few weeks now when I said I was going to do that, so good memory, Loretta. So I hope you all like the idea about having two versions of the same video. I hope it won't be too confusing, as they will be different. There is always perhaps some pictures that I leave off the commentary videos because they don't fit, whereas with the slideshow video idea, I may be able to get all of them in. Okay. Nancy Wright says, I enjoyed the Canadian videos. There was an adorable picture of Prince George striking a pose with his hand in his pocket. He looked a bit like his great-great-uncle David. His great-great-great-uncle David, in fact. Yes, I mean, obviously in the youngsters you do see personality traits and how they act that's reminiscent of other members of the family going back generations. And yes, I think you're right, I think he does. I can also see quite a bit of Prince Charles in George's actions, the way that Prince George sort of strides quite purposefully wherever he's going. That is very reminiscent of so I'm just reading something. It's very reminiscent of Prince Charles. So yes, I think they do take on personality traits, or whether it's in the genes, it definitely gets passed down. What did you all think about the fashion on the tour? I was absolutely bowled over by the choices made by Catherine. And I think William has also had a little bit of a style overhaul. He's certainly dressing a lot better, a lot more coordinated. His shoes are better, the suits are better, his casual wear is better. We also saw on the tour a lot of casual wear. There was, of course, the very glamorous formal wear, but we also got to see a lot of very dressed down looks, which were equally as fascinating to me. And being male, I did look at where William's fashion came from, and he did have some very fashionable pieces. So I was really impressed with that. On the formal wear side of things, especially when Catherine was wearing the red dress, I did think that she could have perhaps teamed that with a tiara. That would have been really nice to see the Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara with the red dress. She did, of course, borrow the Queen's maple leaf brooch, which worked really well, and she wore that quite a lot with a number of different outfits. Loretta says, has Prince George started his royal training? There isn't really any formal training. They don't do formal training. They just pick it up as they go on. There was one story told by Prince Andrew when he did an interview, and he said that he had no formal training from his parents. His first engagement, he was literally sort of pushed out there and told to get on with it. They didn't even give him any tips about how to work the line, how to work the crowd. He just did it. And I know that's going back a number of years when Prince Andrew and Edward were children, but they've also do that now. And you actually saw that earlier this year with the Queen's 90th birthday celebrations, when Lady Louise Windsor was doing a royal walkabout, and you could tell that she was on her own. Her parents, Edward and Sophie, just left her, and there she was, just working the crowd. So I think they still do that now. So there isn't really any formal royal training. They just pick it up. They watch their parents, they get along, and they just do it. And I think they're encouraged to find their own way as well. Loretta says she loved the Cambridge fashion too. And I think your name is Arito. Please tell me if I got that right, Arito. And hello from Spain. So hello to everyone who might be watching in Spain. Linda says, I love the photos of them getting off the plane, and I love the photos of the royals. The arrival of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge to Canada was really spectacular. I'm not sure if you got to see the live footage, but there was live footage of the motorcade that came to pick them up from the airport. And it must have been 50 vehicles long. It was really amazing. And I actually watched that live on the internet as it was happening. I stayed up quite late, and it was really something to behold. It was quite spectacular. Linda says, I love every outfit that she picked, and also the hairstyles. Yes, her hairstyle is really, really classic. It's very classy. She wears lots of elegant swept back chignons where it's tied quite tight at the back. She always looks good with those because you can get a chance to see the earrings, and it doesn't overpower the outfit. So I think she made some interesting choices with the hair. Linda says, yes, that was fascinating, the way they had to dress. William did really well with his outfits. I agree, he did really well. I believe he is sharing the same stylist as Catherine. So the stylist is working overtime on both of them. And she's doing a really good job. And George and Charlotte were dressed awesomely too. Yes, they were. They were dressed immaculately. And of course we got to see Charlotte a little bit older than the last photos that were officially released. And she's definitely growing into a beautiful young princess. Personally, I think she looks a lot like Diana when Diana was young. But in the press they were saying that she looks a bit like the Queen. I'm still sticking by my guns, and I'm saying that she will grow as the years progress to look a lot like Diana. So time will tell whether she looks more like the Queen or Diana. Personally, I think she's got the same face shape as Diana, especially with the big cheeks. And if you look back at pictures of Diana when she was young, you've got very much the same cheeks and the same face shape, which of course William has from Diana, and Charlotte has that from William. So I think that she will grow to be a lot like Diana. Linda says, I will chat with you later when next time you're on. Have a great day. I enjoy your videos very much. Bye, Linda. Sorry you couldn't stay a bit longer on chat, but you can always catch up with the live chat video, which gets posted onto YouTube. So I will update that, and if you miss any bits, or if it crashes for some reason and I have to go off, you can always find and catch up with the live videos on YouTube a little bit later. So thank you for joining us, Linda, and goodbye to you. Also, what happened this week was the unveiling of the Queen's new portrait at Windsor Castle. It was in aid of the British Red Cross. Please tell me what you think. I think this particular portrait has really divided opinion. Some people really love it. Some people say it's a bit of a grower, which means that you on second, third, fourth look, you start to appreciate it more. And some people absolutely hate it. So please let me know what you think about that painting. Nancy says, Charlotte seems to have a great deal of natural charm, and George seems a bit reserved. I was surprised by his refusal to high-five a young boy. Perhaps he is just shy. I mean, let's not forget that William, when William was young, was also shy in public situations. I think William could be quite boisterous in private, as is George, but in public occasions, he was quite shy and reserved. We all remember those pictures of him when he was a little bit older, sort of peeping out from beneath his blonde fringe, a little bit shy and coy, very much like Diana. So perhaps we don't know. Perhaps he's never actually been high-fived before. Did he even know what a high-five was? Has he been surrounded by people that would normally high-five him? Perhaps not. So perhaps his refusal to high-five was because he didn't really know what it was or what to do, which is probably more the point, I think. Because I can't really see William doing lots of high-fiving. Or the Queen. Although I could perhaps see the Queen being taught a mic drop by Harry. So please let me know what you think about the portrait as well, because I really did like the way that the artist did the robes. I thought the robes were really good. A lot of people were saying that the likeness in the face wasn't very lifelike. But maybe it wasn't supposed to be lifelike. The letter says Harry high-fives all the time. I think he does. but perhaps he hasn't done it to George yet. Who knows? Okay, so maybe this could be the point where I show you the cookbook. So here is the Royal Cookbook, and I actually ordered this from the Buckingham Palace website. So it's a proper Royal Collection cookbook. So it's by Mark Flanagan and Edward Griffiths. Edward Griffiths is Deputy Master of the Royal Household, and Mark Flanagan is Royal Chef to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So this is very authentic. It's very much the sorts of foods that the Queen enjoys. And one of my ideas that I was going to tell you about weeks ago was perhaps I may video myself in the future cooking one of these recipes and uploading it to YouTube for everyone to watch. So the sorts of recipes, if you were just wondering, in the book, there's beautiful sort of inlays on the covers, and if you can just see, there's lots of really amazing pictures of beautiful food, and of course pictures of the royal dining tables. There's a foreword by Edward Griffiths, brief histories of royal dining, and of course lots of gold plateware. Lots of old, if you can just see, lots of old recipes that have been reprinted. And if I just get to some of the actual recipes, so let's have a look. For example, there is one about like a strawberry cake, and it goes on. There's lots and lots and lots. Something like partridge hot pot, and roasted loin of Balmoral venison. So the book is packed with lots of royal recipes. Obviously I'm not going to go through all of them now, but I may in the future pick one or two out that I may attempt. I'm not the world's best cook. Everyone who knows me knows that I usually don't do the cooking, but it may make a really interesting video to try and follow the royal cookbook and see what I come up with. I don't think I'll be an amazing chef, but it might be interesting to do. So would you like to see me do recipes from the cookbook? Okay, Loretta says, do I recommend the book? Yes, it does what it says on the cover. It's a royal cookbook. Some of the ingredients you may not be able to source, like for example the royal Balmoral venison. The Queen does have her own venison on her estate, so she would have her own meat. So buying a meat from the supermarket wouldn't quite be the same as the Balmoral venison, but you get the idea. So you'll be able to create something that's similar to what the royal family enjoy. So it is a really good book. As I said, you can order it from the Buckingham Palace Royal Collection shop. I have bought other things from the shop which I may show you in later videos, and I particularly bought, as it's Christmas, I may do a video on my Christmas decorations, because on my tree I have lots of Royal Collection Buckingham Palace shop tree decorations. So when it comes close to Christmas, when I'm putting my tree up, I may film those decorations if you'd like to see them. I have I have a royal themed tree. So maybe you'd like to see it. Okay, do I have any questions? Obviously, like I said, lots has happened in the last 2 weeks. So if you've got any questions on any of my videos, or if you'd like to tell me anything that you'd like to see, please let me know. And of course, if you've just joined the live chat, you can leave the comments in the chat box below. There should be a box on your screen, and you can use that. If you haven't got a question, just say hi. I like to know that you're there. Okay, so another thing that I would like to propose for an upcoming video is shopping hauls. So I know that lots of people do videos on the internet where they order things online or they get surprise boxes and they open them. So I'm just wondering if you'd like to see one of those. I can order lots of things from the Buckingham Palace shop and open them live or a recording to put on YouTube. So would you like to see that? It's just an idea. Just wondering if you'd like to see that one. And also, what happened this week was the Queen is down to her last corgi. I think at one time she had up to 13, 14, 15 corgis, and she's now down to her last one. She decided to stop breeding them, and she hasn't had any new ones brought in. She does have one corgi left and two dorgies, which are corgi dachshund crossovers. So she has 3 dogs, but nowhere near like the 13 or 14 that she previously had. So I'm sure she's really sad at the loss of Holly, which was Holly was shown in the James Bond sketch for the London 2012 Olympics. And of course this happened on the very last day of her holiday at Balmoral before she returned back to London. So I'm sure she's feeling rather sad at the moment, although she's still getting out and about. I uploaded a video today where she was at the races at Royal Ascot. So she's obviously trying to enjoy herself and getting back to normal. Nancy writes, I'm curious about Princess Anne's husband. We don't hear much about him. Does he do public engagements for the royal family? He's not a particularly working royal. He doesn't receive any finances from the royal family, and he may be at Anne's side on some formal occasions, but he doesn't really do any